Hi, this is John again, going over our WS180, our 200 and our 205 packages. So the 180 and the 200 are designed for gasoline, the 180 being premium fuel 91 or 93. If you're in another country, then obviously the fuel that matches. But the 200 and the 200S are designed for GT260 or better. So that's like roughly a 98 octane fuel, I believe. So the same thing, you're gonna get the Power Vision 3. If you've previously bought our packages, and you'll obviously already have this. Desert Freak mount, you'll get the clutching to match. I'm gonna go over that in a second. The 180 up packages include injectors, so that's like the big designation change is the injectors, and we've taken off the 2018 fuel pump from this situation. So if you have a 120 horsepower model, you do not need to upgrade to the 2018 plus Turbo R fuel pump if you do our kit. So the whole purpose of the fuel pump in the earlier kits is to get just a little bit more fuel delivery so that we can make the horsepower we need to make. The injectors, these injectors are over twice as big, so we can run this set of injectors on E85 on a 17 or a 120 fuel pump, you know, all the way up to our big WS240 kit. So injectors are included, and then the wideband, I guess, is the next thing that is kind of a part of the 180 and the 200 package. So the wideband would need to be, there needs to be a second O2 bung welded into your downpipe, whether you're using the factory one or an aftermarket downpipe. We do offer one that has two bungs welded into it, so you can put the factory O2 sensor in, then our wideband kit. This allows us to perfectly dial in your machine for your environment, for, you know, whatever, multiple things that you have going on. And then we're also going to go over the 205, or I guess it'd be the 200S or the 205S. So the 200S is what won the Crandon World Cup this year in the Lucas Oil short course stuff. We pumped the boost up on the stock turbos to roughly 24-25 pounds of boost. This kit does require aftermarket intercooler, and preferably our fan shroud kit, our 10-inch fan shroud kit. So moving the boost up that high, the big thing is keeping the intake temperature cool. So that is also a requirement of that kit. So the base kit is all the same. The only thing that we add is map sensors. And then you will need a wastegate. I guess this is the other requirement. So the wastegate allows us to crank the boost up more. So when you go to E85, we noticed that even at, you know, 19-20 pounds of boost, the factory fuel pump would actually drop fuel pressure. So one of the first things we did, you know, way back in 2017 was come up with a fuel pump solution that allows us to properly tune the machine and not have an unexpected drop of fuel pressure. So this fuel pump will support roughly 500 horsepower worth of fuel on E85. This is the same pump we're running in our big, this made 317 wheel horsepower, roughly 365 horsepower to the crank. And we haven't noticed anything in the fuel delivery, fuel pump delivery as being a problem yet. So this will be on the 205 kit. This is not required if you plan to only run gas. The same thing goes if you have our 205 kit and not our S, then the only thing that's going to need to change is you add the fuel injectors, or the map sensors, sorry. Clutching to match, we have, I guess it kind of depends on the setup, but you're going to be picking the X190 clutch kit from Chris Worth. Same thing comes with secondary, primary spring. It'll come with a set of weights. If you're making a lot of power and you're running a smaller tire or whatever, your machine's really light, then you might need to step up to our X250 kit from Chris Worth. That essentially is a similar weight package. We do change the weight up a little bit, but now it comes with a cut helix, and this helix helps. It trues the helix up, so the angle is identical on every set of Chris Worth helix cuts, and it really flattens out the RPM range machine to machine. So we've seen like some small variances with an identical clutch kit in multiple machines, and fixing the helix situation definitely makes it perfectly flat. And then upgrading to our next kits, so this covers our 180, 200, 205, and these are essentially the essentials that are required to make it to our big turbo kits. So we have the 200X, the 225X, which is a race gas, the 200X is the pump gas, and then our 240X. And we will be releasing kits for the big turbo. So that's gonna have a whole nother designation. So I also kind of want to go over the designation. The S stands for map sensor upgrade, and the X stands for the turbocharger upgrade. So the 200S is still stock turbo with 3-bar map sensors, and the 200X doesn't actually necessarily need the map sensors. It's just the big turbo and pump gas. So these are essentials. We're going to put this on the website for a little bit of information for you guys, and we're going to clean that thing up so it's a lot easier for you guys to understand.